Hello and welcome to another episode of Pony 411. It is March 9th, 2014. This is episode 46. We're getting closer to that big 5-0. Oh boy. And I am Nemesis, and joining me is Alcatraz.
Hello.
And we have, once again, another episode to talk about. And a couple product reviews, I should say.
Yes.
One of which is probably a week late because I totally forgot about it last week.
Yay,
Oops.
you.
Yeah, me.
Go
and we
you.
got a little bit of fan content, but no fan fiction this week because, well, I've decided to do the product review instead, so deal with it. Anyway, but first, quick hits.
Yes.
And quite a bit of them this week, so let's get started. Start us off. TrotCon announced Andrea Libman and Peter New for the 2014 convention. They also announced community guest Silver Slinger, who's known for his metal work, for like bracelets and stuff like
It's just high quality jewelry.
And Animated James, who apparently does animation.
I would
I'd hope that's what he does. LunaFest 2014 has also been announced, and it is a festival that takes place in Hamburg, Germany. This year will be on October 25th. Check out their site for more details, including pricing and guest lineup. And they're not so much a convention so much as they are a festival, because this way they can serve beer.
Oh yay. Hamburg, Germany. I would expect that, yes.
Yeah. And it's only one day. So
yeah.
They say it's more like a carnival festival type thing. So
Carnival.
Well, not carnival really, but festival. But anyway, BabsCon has announced the voice Equestria. It is a voice acting contest, and it will be judged by Tara Strong.
I pity her.
Potential participants have until the end of this month, that's March, to enter. And you must be 18 or over, all that stuff. And
yeah, standard.
they have the details on the site. It's show notes. If you're not looking at those, shame on you. And you can find them at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. BabsCon, again, has also announced where the funds for the charity auction will go. And the two organizations are the San Francisco Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals and San Francisco Suicide Prevention. The funds from the charity auction will be split evenly between the two. They've also announced that the Peninsula Humane will be there at the con with a mobile adoption center for if you want to get a pet, apparently.
Oh, that's going to be a...
So, but I'd recommend not doing that if you're flying there.
Yeah, airlines don't take too kindly to bringing pets on.
Yeah. And your pets probably won't like it too much either.
Probably not.
So just be aware of that.
Do it, but...
Yeah, so Bronies for Good is helping
hassle.
them run this, and that's the two charities it's going to go to, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, moving away from that to merchandise stuff, previews for issue 17 of the MLP comic plus issue 3 of Friends Forever are available to read right now. And compared to issue 3 in particular, because it's coming out this week, is had a longer preview, so look out for those if you don't want to wait for read them yourself. And also in comic news, Larry's Comics has posted a teaser of the covers of issue 18. Apparently, one of them is a Trixie and Twilight like split cover thing, so like they're known for, so there's that. Anyway, more merchandise news. In a follow-up to last week's Build-A-Bear news, if you remember that, it is confirmed that Rarity, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo will be heading to U.S. stores for Build-A-Bear on April 4th as well. So
yes.
It's not just UK like we weren't certain about because they didn't.
Yeah, they only announced it for UK then, but now we've confirmed. So.
Yeah, so. And Enterplay has released a complete rulebook for the collector card game. It's 26-page PDF that they posted online, and we have it linked directly in the show notes. So, again, check those out if you aren't.
Yeah, bit of light reading there.
Yeah, so We Love Fine is teasing something. It has to do with ponies, whatever it is, based on the fact that it's a box with Twilight's tail sticking out from underneath. So, I'm pretty sure it's Twilight related.
Nah.
And they've also posted a teaser on some weird puzzle thing on Tumblr as well. So one of them, I think Alcatraz says it looks like it implies Trixie.
Yeah, it's obviously Trixie. A grate, and then the equation for power, and then a glass point into a full cup, and then a bowl of tricks, and then an E. Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty sure that's Trixie.
I don't know. It probably is clothing, but that doesn't, not necessarily, because they're starting to branch out into non-clothing stuff a little bit.
Maybe they're finally making a Twilight Hug Me backpack just for you.
Oh dear. Oh dear. The Daring Do pony set has been spotted on sale, and then Nisi?
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, something like that. Fluttershy has been seen in Germany because that's where it's supposed to come out. So yeah. Fluttershy is out. So if you're in Germany, it's out. If you're in the surrounding area, you can probably get it pretty soon.
Yeah.
So that's some. And the MLP Facebook page has teased more of the pop figures, which if you recall, those are the figures which you can kind of build your own pony out of them, and it's like
mix and match parts.
So they showed like the different combinations, which use names which a lot of people here on the fandom are probably going to find hilarious, just because of stuff like Apple Dash and Flutter Pie and stuff. And
yeah. What are you doing? No.
And, yeah. Oh, and I hope you're prepared for your arteries to clog, because McDonald's will have pony toys again, and they'll apparently be from late March to late April. But judging by previous runs, they'll probably run out well before the end of their allotted time. So watch out for that.
I'm gonna have to find some excuse to go get those.
It's Twilight, Rarity, Dash, Fluttershy, Pinky.
Vinyl's in there.
Yeah, Vinyl, Luna, Celestia. No Applejack though.
Yeah. Aww.
Relegated to background pony yet again.
Yeah, at least we don't have what was it? We had Cheerly and Lily Blossom.
I have
the
a
two.
Lily Blossom. Well, Cheerly's not bad.
Cheerly's not bad, but I ended up with like 2 Lily Blossoms.
Yeah, I wonder why I have another one then. Or I have one then.
I think I gave mine away.
Anyway.
One of them at least. I don't know. Anyway,
supposedly 4DE has said that their long ago shown version of Fluttershy will be up for pre-order soon.
Yes.
That was teased. I don't remember what show it was, but it was a long time ago now.
Yeah, it was a while ago. There was,
I want to say like summer of last year.
Something like that. They said it was a rumor that said the pre-orders were supposed to go up last fall.
Yeah, and they still haven't.
And
but
they
anyway,
haven't. It's
someone contacted them, and they're saying it's going to be soon. But they also said there'll be more announced, which will include mini plushies and possibly larger versions of the plushies.
Yeah, we've seen the mini ones at the whatever fair that they showed them. They showed the Fluttershy. They showed the Fluttershy model and the normal size and miniature sizes of the Fluttershy, Pinky, and Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
So we know they're making the mini ones, but
those no pre-orders have been.
We haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything about the bigger ones.
Yeah, that's going to be a thing. And it's like, 40E's got some really good quality. These are like some of the best, actually, like some of the pretty much the best quality visual plushies you can get. So
I would actually say that they are.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting what they'll do with a larger size and how much larger. They're going to be 2 feet.
Oh, God, 2 feet. It's probably going to be like the 20 inchers.
Yeah.
Just under 2 feet. Because that's what you see with
life size.
Yeah. That'll be expensive. Cheaper than the fan-made ones because it's mass-produced, but still expensive.
Yep.
But yeah.
Hundreds of dollars.
I'm still... Yeah, I would assume it's probably at like a 20-inch because that's like Funrise. That's their larger one is a 20-inch. They have a 10-inch and the 20-inch.
They might go for it.
They might.
They just said larger.
Yeah. Still waiting for the
speed. We're going to go for 16-inch or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, in good news, Michael Morones has woken up, and if you remember, that is the kid who was bullied and tried to commit suicide a while back. And he's woken up. He's making good progress towards a recovery. There's still a few unknowns and a long way to go, but we wish him well. And apparently one of those unknowns, we're not totally certain if he can see yet, apparently.
Yeah,
But he is responding.
Yeah, that's great.
That's good news right there.
That's incredibly good news. So hooray.
Yeah, so if you want to, they'll continue to update people as time goes on, but yeah, so far that's really good already. But finally, in Equestria Girls news,
oh boy,
a new book has been listed on Amazon titled Equestria Girls 3.
Oh boy.
It is scheduled for an October 7th release, which is around the same time the movie's coming out. So
that'll be
I don't think this is actually a 3, as in we're going to get a third movie. Because the last one was called Equestria Girls 2, has now been renamed to Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks.
Yeah.
But I believe what's going to happen, based off the release dates, because the next book, the Rainbow Rocks book's coming out next month, in April. It's that soon. And the movie's not coming out till the fall. The question is, why in the world would you release a novelization of a movie that early?
Yeah.
And my guess is it's not actually a novelization of the movie. It might actually be, it's sounding like it might actually be a in-between thing. So it's in between the first movie and the second movie.
It makes me wonder if
Bridges.
If the book that's coming out next month isn't going to be the same storyline as the movie, but it's going to be like a prequel, like a lead into like the story of the movie. No, you're talking about the third movie, the third book.
No, I'm talking about the one right now.
Oh, well, whatever.
So that will be a bridge between these two movies, and then the third book will be an epilogue type thing. That's what the description. If you look at the description and talk the way it sounds, that might be what it is. They're in between. They're not necessarily novelizations of the movies, but they're going to help bridge some gaps, I guess. Of course, can't really speak to the quality of the books at all because it's from a new author.
Yes.
Well, not new. They've definitely done other stuff, but I've never read it because it's all for stuff I don't really care about. So
yeah.
There's that. Yeah, that's all for the news. But yeah, look out for that. Not sure what it actually means yet, but if there's actually a third Equestria movie already in production, girls movie already in production.
Kind of insane if there would be.
That
fast. I mean, already making the third movie.
If they're already making the third movie, it'd be released next year.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Already in production. If they would already, that's I don't.
They're in a yearly release.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Watch. FIM ends. Equestria Girls series begins.
No.
Fandom implodes.
Yep. I think we would actually.
Anyway, that's the news. So moving on. Of course, we got an episode to talk about, and this time it is Some Pony to Watch Over Me, which is an Apple Bloom Applejack centric episode.
Yep.
And well, it starts off with, well, hey, the Apple family has stuff. They're talking among themselves, and Apple Bloom's sitting there intently, all worried, and turns out they're deciding to, hey, we're going to let her stay home alone for the first time ever.
Oh, boy.
And, that's a big thing for a kid growing up, being allowed to stay home without any supervision. And
yep, I remember those days.
Yep. So, so what happens is all the family leaves to do their things and whatnot, and Applejack's really worried, but they all leave, and Apple Bloom's all excited because she gets to just do stuff without anyone watching her. And then Applejack gets so worried she decides to cancel her pie delivery and turn around and go back to the farm to check on Apple Bloom, and then decides she has to stay because, well, there's a mess, which, ironically, is caused by Applejack.
Yes.
So she decides to stay, but she gets so overbearing that Apple Bloom's going crazy, and so she decides to prove that she is responsible by doing that pie delivery herself. Circumstances lead to her getting lost in this fire swamp because it's a super dangerous route, apparently. Now, and then Applejack finds out that Apple Bloom left, and now she's freaked out, so she has to go chase after Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom encounters a chimera in the swamp. And wants to eat her and the pies.
And the pies.
So she's in danger. She outwits it for a little bit, but eventually it comes to the point it's too late. And Applejack comes and saves the day.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit of talking. Hey, lessons are learned, and that's the end of the episode. Really,
they finished the
really light. It's nice when I can just breeze through it like that.
Yes.
But anyway, so I guess to start us off, what did you think, Alcatraz?
It was okay. I was not a huge fan. It wasn't a bad episode, but it's not going to be on my upper lips. This is sitting pretty low. Yeah. God, my biggest issue, I think, Applejack, she's never done that before. That was rather out of character for her, I think. I mean, to the extent, she's been protective, but never like that. It seemed kind of, at least to me, it's just I don't know. It's just a little bit overboard.
I would disagree with the assertion that it's out of character, and here's why. She has been protective, yes, in the past, and they've shown in the past also that two of them are pretty close as siblings. You got to remember, this is the first time she ever left Apple Bloom totally alone. And she's worried about it, which is understandable, but then she comes back and just something takes over, and she gets so she says this one thing goes wrong because, well, that's it. I messed up. I can't do that again. I have to make sure I'm here for you all the time. And just I've seen this in real life where a parent gets so, or guardian gets so overprotective because of one thing that they kind of start to smother their kid or whatever. And usually usually they kind of realize it's not to this degree. Let's be honest, there is a bit of this kind of taken to an insane degree just for the sake of funny. Rule of funny is kind of in play here. But I do think that her becoming that overprotective just because of one little thing just kind of triggers it, and that overprotective streak kicks in.
I can see it, but I mean, Apple Bloom's got herself into some situations before.
Yeah, but that was when there was someone else there to respond. This time there was no one there to help in case.
Yeah, I can see it, but I don't know. I was just to the extreme that it was taken. I don't see it as well. I mean, again, it's not a bad episode. It was funny. It definitely was.
Again, I think this is just an extreme just taken to be rule of funny.
Yeah.
They do this sometimes to accentuate
bubble wrapping everything.
Exaggerate stuff just to make it really funny. And they've done that before, let's be honest. A lot.
Yeah. But it did pick up later. It did pick up about the fire swamp. I was waiting for an ROUS reference.
I was waiting too, yeah, because the fire swamp is like fire literally shooting out of the ground. It's like, this is the Princess Bride.
The fire swamp.
It's the Princess Bride. Like, yeah, I was expecting the monster
ROUSs? I don't think they exist. I'm waiting for a giant rat to jump out.
Yeah, I was
no, we had a chimera instead.
Yeah. I don't think chimeras exist.
Yeah, well, when you already deal with medical.
I'll have to agree that the episode kind of did start off a bit slow. I disagree with the Applejack thing, but I do agree that the episode started off pretty slow.
Yes.
It started to pick up, and I think it started to pick up earlier when we saw Applejack going crazy, going overboard.
Yeah.
That's when it started, just because that's what was so funny, and then it got really good. It got really like action-y towards, and so it's like it just kind of goes from just being really funny to being really action. But either way, I think it kind of picked up a little earlier than the fire swamp. I'd say it picked up when Applejack came back.
Yeah,
that's when it picked up for me.
Yeah,
it's just part of it was just seeing all the furniture wrapped in plastic or whatever. It was
insane.
That was funny. And
lifting the whole bed.
Yep, lifting the whole bed. Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo appear as well, and they're trying to help Apple Bloom get escape.
Yes. So yeah, they decide to. Well, they're supposed to take. They put on Apple Bloom's bows, and they're supposed to take turns sleeping in her bed to trick Applejack into thinking that Apple Bloom's still there asleep. Yeah. Sweetie never leaves and just falls asleep anyway. But yeah,
I also like
Scootaloo kind of screws up and makes noise.
Scootaloo shouts.
Yeah,
and it's basically Scootaloo's fault it failed.
Yes.
Then again, it's also kind of Scootaloo's fault that Apple Bloom's alive. So.
Yeah.
But I really like they it seemed like it was going to be another song, and then nope. We don't have time for a song.
Don't have time for this. That was. Yeah.
That was good.
That was good.
But also another thing from that scene, there's just a lot of really funny visuals and just lines and stuff in this episode.
The closet full of hats.
Yeah, just
so that kind of ruins the idea that AJ's hat's special and unique.
Yeah. That killed that. Oops.
That killed that one.
Applejack plays TF2 a lot, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah, none of the other main six showed up at all.
Nope.
And yeah, just seeing some of the chore stuff was just kind of funny. Just the list, just this massive list.
A huge list of chores and tips.
The list that Applejack made of tips. It was. I should have told. What was it? I should have told Apple Bloom that you need to.
What was it?
Open the drawer to get a spoon out of the drawer. You have to open it first.
It's like yeah.
I think Applejack kind of a little insane. It's
just a little
so worried about Apple Bloom being alone that she kind of went overboard, and not kind of, she did. And then there's when she came back, then she just kind of goes overboard, stays overboard when she comes back and to help or to stay and keep an eye on her little baby sister.
And the helmets.
Oh, the helmet constant
helmets. And then the one time she's already wearing the helmet and she's got another one.
Putting pillows in the rake.
We get pillows on the end of the rake.
Making it useless. nets in the apple trees, which is kind of useful, but still.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of useful.
Except they usually catch it by bucket. But nope, this is to make sure it doesn't hit poor little apple bloom in the head. And then, of course, just in case, helmet. I did find it funny that one thing there to make sure the apple bloom doesn't get hurt actually helped her escape with the hay bales stacked outside her window.
Yep.
That was... So the visuals were funny. And then at the end with the weird Cajun ponies.
Yeah. That was...
Oh, Mama, don't be like that.
that was funny. That was really funny.
And then the chimera. They all the three heads talked. There's the tiger, the goat, and the snake.
Yep.
And they're sisters apparently. And then talking about overbearing sisters is like, you have no idea what it's like to have a sister.
Actually, I think I do.
And it's arguing, and it's like, and then Applejack listing all the stuff Apple Bloom would need to get through the swamp. And at first you're just like, what?
What?
Fireproof boots, lion taming chair,
a lion taming chair, a snake charming flute,
block of ricotta.
Block of ricotta. Like, what?
Okay, some of that stuff sounds like it kind of might be useful, but
what?
Ricotta?
And then it turns out she used every single one of them to face the chimera.
Although,
in the fire swamp.
Speaking with the chair, it's just like pulls out and just folds out. It's like,
deploying lion taming chair.
That was awesome.
That was great. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of great little gags and funny things. I did think it picked up later. I don't think it picked up quite as early as you think it picked up, because I don't quite agree with Applejack going that overbearing. But
I think it was just exaggerated just for the sake of funny.
And I think it just went a little too far.
I don't think it was funny and hysterical, but yeah,
the rest of it,
it was slow until that point. It was pretty slow until that point. But another thing I did like was when Applejack first realized that something's up, Apple Bloom's gone because Scootaloo shouted. She opens up the door. Scootaloo? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
just straight up denial of what's.
Yeah.
They
also didn't try and lie to her. They just straight up, oh, we know where she is.
Yeah. Deliver the pies.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, and of course, this is one of those things where way back when a lot of the fandom just assumed Equestria was this nice, perfect paradise to live in. And
it's not.
As time has gone on, we've shown, no.
It's not.
Not really at all.
They have fire swamps.
Chimeras.
The manticores.
Alizodal, dangerous, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Full stop.
Yeah, that's just not a very nice place.
Yeah, so it's not the paradise everyone thought it was. It's got its ups and downs.
Yep. So
take the good, you take the bad. That's the facts of life.
I imagine that. A little bit nicer than, but yeah.
Because of magic, but yeah.
Yes.
So as for me, it was slow until that point, and it picked up. So because of the slowness, though, I would not say it was one of the best, just because of that slow part. I'll probably rate it higher than Alcatraz here does. Yeah. I'd say it's a middle tier episode, of the season, but
I'm putting it bottom tier personally, but
I think it was really fun because once Applejack returned, just because this is just absurd. It's just absurd. I kind of like absurdist humor.
Yeah, and I think that's where you and I differ. Is I can only take so much absurdity before it starts getting okay. Yeah, okay.
So
I think that's why we differ on that one. Is I'm not a huge fan of the absurdity where you are. But yeah.
And it's kind of odd that just the way the design of the house, it looked like it was built into the barn, and it's like that doesn't look the same as it used to.
They do tend to change.
Yeah, things like change. It's like oops. Yeah, overall, though, I'd say
it got destroyed again, and they just rebuilt it.
Animation is also really good, though.
Animation's always really good.
Yeah, but this was just the fire lighting up and whatnot too.
Season 4 had a whole bunch of really cool shading stuff, and they're continuing through that. So
yep, we just want to show off. We figured out lighting really well.
We figured out how to shade.
We figured out it's really good.
Yep.
Look. I don't think we can really too much farther.
Yeah,
There wasn't a whole lot to it. It's very, very simple. But
yes.
Again, I think we complained about simplicity before, but sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes,
this one was just a very gag-focused episode.
Yeah.
So, which is unusual for an Apple family episode, to be honest. Usually there's some sort of life lesson, or Apple Bloom's messing up again, or Applejack's applejacking.
Bucking apples, like that's what she does.
Yeah, so yeah, no key, nothing like that.
Yeah.
No diary either.
Well, no key really.
No key, no diary, nothing like that. But they did learn the lesson. Applejack learned not to be so overbearing. Let Apple Bloom learn not to go off alone into the fire swamp.
Not without a Captain Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, notice that they kind of said Granny Smith is obviously in charge of the punishments, apparently, because Applejack said as much. So
yeah,
hierarchy.
Yeah, we've already kind of known that.
Yeah,
But yeah, one could say her overbearingness is because of lack of parents. There could be a connection there. I've seen that connection made.
She didn't want to. She already lost her parents. She didn't want to lose her little sister.
Yeah. So, I've seen that connection made. Yeah. Other than that, it's a pretty basic episode.
Yeah. Basic, straightforward. Yeah, it's middle tier, so funny, but nothing too solid.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so moving on. Another thing I got is, I got a couple things to talk about product merchandise wise.
Merchandising. Where the real money from the show is made.
To start us off, though, I'm going to start off with something I should have done last week, which is Aurora recently released new plushies. There's a sitting plushies. I, of course, got a Twilight.
Of course you did.
Yes. It's new, because the thing is, let's be honest, a lot of the plushies are starting to look a bit samey because of the fact, it's ponies standing up.
Yes.
Kind of got a smile on their face. These are different in that, they're sitting down. So they got a bit of a different shape. They're, slightly smaller, because they're still 10 inches tall, but because of the fact they're sitting, they're slightly smaller in overall dimensions.
Yeah.
So they're relatively cheap. Aurora does their own thing. They kind of had the shiny bits to the ponies and whatnot.
Mainly the mane and tail.
Mane and tail, particularly. That's the shiny bits. They also, unfortunately, do the thing where they only put the cutie mark on one side.
Yeah,
which is always a bit of annoying. But yeah, it's really nice. It's really nicely done, to be honest. I think they're probably the second best when it comes to plushies right now.
I would say at least for the Twilight one. I'm not a huge fan of how they did the Rainbow Dash ones.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't have Rainbow Dash. Cause I don't care.
Oh.
But yeah, so Twilight. Yes, this is Alicorn Twilight. Not surprising at this point. Pretty much most, if not all, merchandise of Twilight is going to be Alicorn Twilight. It's been a year.
Yeah. Surprising it's been a year now. Wow.
Yeah, over a year. Yeah, so it's really nice. I think one of my complaints kind of is the tail's really thin. It's just kind of that's the way they do it. And the wings, it's a really different fabric. It's also they're very flat.
Yes.
And they're attached to the center of the back, so it's kind of just because it's easier because that's where the seam is.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty nice. It's actually pretty cute, actually. Mm-hmm. Although I mentioned one thing I forgot, they also did it's very similar fabric on the horn as it is to the wing. Actually, I think it is the same fabric. Yeah, same fabric over the top, but the wings are more of a not cardboard, but very stiffer feeling, because just to help, I guess, keep them from drooping. Whereas the horn is is actually stuffed with something.
Fluff. So
yeah, but stiffer fluff than the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really cute. It's really nice, high quality. I think they're about $15 a pop. Or so,
something
plus
like
shipping, depending on where you get it. Yeah, it's nice. It's not the greatest plushie. I still think 4DEs, just overall, just really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
But these are still really nice. They're $15. I do like how it looks, and it's just kind of it's a new way. It's just a new kind of plushie, which you don't see this sort of thing very often. So this whole sitting plushie thing is actually really nice, and very nice fabric. It's pretty much what you'd expect by now. Pretty much all of them at this point use the same basic fabric. Nice and soft. Doesn't
feel cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't feel cheap. That's the important part. It doesn't feel cheap. One thing, oddly, is they kind of put the style of the mane so that it kind of comes around both sides of her neck, which is unusual.
It is unusual.
It's an unusual style choice, but that's just what they did. Yeah. I don't know why they did it that way, but that's just what it is. And again, they did the thing though with the eyes where it's like they just kind of did the generic eyes where it's like it's pointed at both corners rather than pointed at one like Twilight's are supposed to be. It's like they did Rarity's eyes.
Yeah.
Basically, they've been doing that. A lot of the official merchandise has just Rarity eyes, except change color.
Yeah. Keep the base template, makes it cheaper.
Yep. So, other than that, though, it's still nice. I would definitely, if you're a Twilight fan, or actually, because Twilight's not the only one. They have all the main 6 now. I believe so.
Not certain if they have them all, but they might. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure all the main 6 sitting plushies are out right now. So, yeah, so all the main 6 plushies are out right now. So that means basically just pick your favorite or favorites and, well, go look at it. They're like I said, overall they're smaller, but they're 10 inches. They're still 10 inches tall. So
yeah, I need to go and see what the Rainbow Dash one looks like.
They have all 6 of the main 6. Although,
person.
oh wow, they've gotten more expensive. I think. Yeah, they've gone up in price. When I bought it, it was $15. Now it's up to $20. So
it was like a pre-order for $15. Yeah, Toy Wiz has them for $19.
You might be able to find. You might be able to find them cheaper, but yeah, just about $15-$20. What you should be expecting to pay. Don't pay much more.
Yeah.
Only for shipping. Do not pay more. If someone's trying to pay, you can pay $30. Don't pay $30.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yes, bad.
Don't be taken for a ride.
I'm gonna have to look at the Rainbow Dash one sometime. I'm not a huge fan of how they did her mane and tail. Yeah. But we'll see if they change it up a little bit for the sitting version.
Yeah, so that's the plushie. But I got 2 more things. They just came out. We talked about it last week, and I got some. They are the new Funko Vinyl figures, Twilight and Trixie. And let's be honest. Okay, if you already have Funko figures, you pretty much know what to expect. But if you don't, maybe you're waiting for a particular character, like I was.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Once again, they're really high quality vinyl. They're solid vinyl, which was something that I did not know about until recently.
Yep.
When I picked mine up. So yeah, they're pretty hefty. They're not like super heavy, but they're hefty compared to, like, say, the official Hasbro ones of the same size.
Yeah.
Those are hollow on the inside. These are solid. And, well, they're really nice looking for the most part. Not surprisingly, like almost every single one of these apparently almost every single one has some sort of flaws. You just kind of have to accept that.
Yeah, that's just going to happen, especially with molded.
Yeah,
anything.
There's like mold flash, which it's the thing on every plastic toy. There's mold flash somewhere. And a lot of toy makers have, figured out a way to minimize where it is or just put it in a place where you probably won't look very often. But there's mold flash, like on the Trixie I have here, there's a bit of mold flash on the tail end of her cape, which kind of is a particularly bad one. Again, though, and there's sometimes you get these weird things like there's little spots, dark spots here and there for, again, no real known reason. I'm not sure why
Maybe
they're
it's
there.
just
It's like staining in the vinyl or something.
Yeah,
but
something like that.
Yeah, with Trixie, she comes in a little bit bigger box than the other ones apparently, which causes some people some grief.
Me in particular, she's bigger than all the rest.
Yeah, but yeah, so because basically the reason is her hat's really big and she's got this tail which sticks out quite a bit. So she's just bigger and taller than the others just because of the hat, more or less the hat.
Yeah.
Because of its massive brim and everything. But again, it's a solid vinyl. Trixie has no tail whatsoever because of the cape.
Yep.
But yeah, mine has a couple paint scuffs on it for the stars, which again has to be painted. They're actually pretty good quality, really good quality. I mean, way better than the official Hasbro stuff. So if you're like looking for something with show accuracy, these are your best bet. And we're just sitting here. A lot of us been sitting here and waiting for our favorite to show up.
Yeah, I haven't, though I didn't have to anyway because I think Rainbow was one.
Rainbow Dash was like
the first.
Second, not counting Derpy.
Yeah,
Derpy
they
con
released
exclusive.
them in pairs.
Yeah,
they released them in pairs.
Derpy was initially like a con exclusive. Then
I'm not actually sure. I think that was a different Derpy figure that was released first.
Anyway,
but they're Hot Topics, so they're gonna do Hot Topics main 6 first, which is Derpy and the Doctor, and then Rainbow and Pinky and. Fluttershy got it released.
Yeah, to Twilight's out, and of course this is Alec. And so Trixie's okay. So if you like Trixie's pretty good representation. Just I don't have one myself, but a sparkle variant or the glitter variant, whatever you want to call it, the translucent one. You could very easily tell how it was made, so you can see like the top of her head doesn't exist, and she has no tail very easily through the material.
Yep, it's kind of funny.
So it kind of looks weird. But anyway, Twilight. Of course, not surprising. I like the Twilight.
Of course you do.
Twilight.
You're biased.
And this is Twilight with wings. There's never going to be a unicorn version. They confirm this. And if you're one of those people, those horrible people who decides that they need to, cut off limbs to make her quote unquote correct.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a little rant.
Here we go.
You're going to have a difficult time. I'm going to say that right now.
You'd have to try.
You'd have to do some serious work to make it work.
Yeah, I even looked at it. You'd have to use some sort of heat gun to even do that, but then you'd be damaging other things, and you'd leave large empty spots in her side.
Basically, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it even if it was easy, actually.
Well,
but
you wouldn't do it anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying.
Yeah, so and also apparently from what I understand, her wings are actually, like the show, they're significantly larger than the other Pegasi have been released.
I would actually have to compare that with mine when I get home.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, from what I understand, they are actually significantly larger. The hair actually looks. It's one of those things where at like certain angles these kind of look weird, but at the correct ones they look very show accurate. Like if you look at them like at a certain angle, you like the face looks a little odd, but then you look at another angle, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
And the hair again with hair, like if you look under Trixie's, you can see just kind of the hair kind of somehow comes out from on the brim. Comes from the brim, but with Twilight, her hair juts out really far from her forehead, but that's pretty much how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to kind of jet out a bit. And again, this is one of the things where you kind of have to, you're taking something 2D and trying to force it into 3D, and sometimes it doesn't always totally 100% work.
Yeah.
It's difficult sometimes, like especially with these, as people have seen with like the Gary's Mod Source filmmaker models.
Yeah. It's a little bit interesting to do.
So yeah, it's with every single one of these, you're never going to find a perfect one.
Yeah.
But there's always you just try to find one if you can. You can order them on hottopic.com, which is what I did, but still not in yet because of reasons.
Yeah. But sometimes they can take a while to ship.
Yeah, so they're just if you can see it in the store, try to look through them because they'll have ones that are like you just find one that's the least amount of
dings on it,
and scratches, because they're all going to have because they have to paint it's that's partially molded out of certain colors of vinyl and it's also partially painted.
Yeah.
So like Twilight here, there's like a little slight scratch on on her tail, or in one of the stripes. There's a slight scratching on her top of her head, and just like odd paint stuff like her horn. But it's one of those things where you're gonna have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is. But they look really nice, especially on display. You can display them in the box, outside of the box.
Yep. And that's another thing to note about the boxes and their casings. There's no tape on them anywhere. So you can open them up, take them out without damaging the packaging at all.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
Don't have to damage the package. Not like, say, with a transformer, it's on a card, and you have to rip up the card to get the transformer out. So it's one of those things like, do I open it or not?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can take it out, put it back in, no big deal.
Yep.
So if you're like me and you like to keep the box.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, Twilight here has both. Apparently this is a new thing, but Twilight has cutie mark on both sides.
Yep.
Apparently previous Funkos did not have that. That's what I've been told.
I don't recall, but I can check later.
Yeah, you can check later. But yeah,
Doesn't
so
help
I've been told that Funkos also suffered from the cutie mark on one side thing, but apparently Twilight now has a bolt on both, so I guess that's really affecting the future of the line.
Yay.
So really nice. I like it. It's nice, solid. You can actually bludgeon someone with it if you want, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it might damage the vinyl.
I wouldn't mind if you bludgeon someone with Trixie, though. I mean, it's just.
And
Trixie.
You could. It's got those sharp edges.
Yeah, some of the edges can be little.
Like the brim.
Yeah, it's kind of sharp. I mean, yeah, you could probably hurt someone a little, but yeah.
Just don't do it.
Oh, and by the way, I should mention, I've got 2 Twilights and 2 Trixies extra. How about that? Why would I do such a thing, you may ask?
I don't know. Why would you do such a thing?
Well, maybe I plan to give them away on the podcast.
A giveaway. Are we doing a giveaway?
Yeah. I'm going to try to do a giveaway. If there's no takers, well, you're missing out on free toys.
Yes, and who doesn't want free stuff?
Free toys. Yeah, so basically there's no unfortunately no glitter variants. I didn't have them. Those are hard to get anyway, but I have 2 regular and some people don't like them anyway, so there's that. Yeah. But yeah, I have two of each, 2 Twilights, 2 Trixies to give away. It's quite simple, really. All you have to do is email us.
Yes.
Pony411podcast@gmail.com in the subject line if you want the Trixie. enter. Basically, just say center with a subject line of, let's say, great and powerful. And if you want the Twilight, enter with a subject line of my wings are so pretty.
My wings are so pretty.
And yes, you'll need to, of course you'll need to listen. I'm not going to tell you how on the Twitter or anything because you need to be able to listen to this. You need to listen to this. And next week, hopefully if there's enough people entering, then I'll draw names and then I'll contact you and we can work things out from there.
Yeah.
Yep. So just email. Make sure it's a valid one. Don't use a throwaway email because that's going to be counterproductive.
Yes.
I'll respond to you and we'll work things out. I'll try to get the mailing address and I'll mail it to you as fast as I can.
Yep.
And they'll still be in their box and I'll try to make sure they're nice and protected because I know how kind of scary it is when you're just you're not sure of how banged up it's going to be.
Yep.
Yeah. International people, I'll try but I can't guarantee. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's going to be expensive. So, but yeah, anyone in the U.S., possibly Canada, probably fine.
Yeah.
Well, since most of our user base, but still, international, I'll go ahead and enter. But
yeah.
Well, if you're from Canada, apparently you're supposed to answer a math question or something to make it so it's not a game of luck. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So just enter. I'll try to get to you. If you're international, I might have to go for really cheap shipping to make sure I can afford it. So it might take a long time. Again, I'll try to provide you a tracking number as well so you can watch it and make sure it's there and you can see it and go, yay.
Yay.
Yeah, so either free Twilight Sparkle or free Trixie. If you're into the Trixie, I guess.
I have one just for the sake of collection.
So enter. There'll be 2 winners of each, so 4 winners total. Woohoo.
Yay.
And yeah, I'll go ahead. If you want to try to win both, go ahead and enter 1 for each. I don't mind.
No limits?
Enter once.
You can't win all 4.
Yeah, you can't win all 4. Enter once per figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, or type of figure. So 1 for Trixie, 1 entry. You can have 1 entry for Trixie, 1 entry for Twilight. If I catch you trying to enter multiple of each, I'm gonna hurt you. Well, I'm not gonna hurt you. I can't really do that, but
we haven't invented that technology
basically.
yet.
You'll be disqualified.
Yeah.
So don't do that, and don't try to trick me either.
Yes.
I'll be very mad if I find out that.
Yeah.
If I pull your name multiple times and then find out you entered both from 2 different emails.
Yeah.
You're disqualified completely.
Yep.
So, yeah. Just remember, pony411podcast@gmail.com. That's always been the same. So just contact us there if you want to win a Funko figure for free.
Yeah,
you won't even have to pay. You won't have to be shipping. You won't have to go hunting down a Hot Topic. You won't have any of that. You don't have to pay for it. Just free figure.
Free.
Anyway, that's it for my review. All of them you can go buy. They're all nice. Yep. Trixie, not so much just because it's Trixie, but that's just personal bias.
I know.
And quality-wise, it's still fine. But anyway, we have one more thing to talk about, or I guess 2 more things. But fan content. Like I said, no fanfic this week because I did the review instead, and so prevent me from talking too much, which I've already done.
Yes, you have.
Anyway, we have music from Alcatraz.
Yeah, I've got a couple songs to showcase today. I'm going to start it off with. I want to say this is a pop soft rock song from Forever Free Brony called "Time Is an Adventure" featuring Feather. It's a pretty good song. I enjoyed it enough to, showcase it and download it. I do enjoy this guy's work. It's not as good as some of the other ones. My main issue with this one is I think there's some leveling issues. Vocals could be louder along with the guitar work. Like he has a solo in there that it needs to be louder. But other than that, the vocals are great. They're within range. It's one of the things I've seen with Feather. She does good vocal work, but a lot of the songs she does are on the outside of her range, and you can hear her hit that. This one, not as much. I mean, she hit it pretty good.
I'll be honest, I was kind of bored. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Oh?
Nope. It reminds me too much of like a generic 90s animated song from some obscure film. Like just came out on DVD or something, or video, I guess, because it's 90s. It's boring. It feels generic. It's just, not only that, and it's strike 3. It's about Doctor Who's
And Derpy, yeah, it is
Derpy. So that's strike 3 for me. So. But the best I can say about it was competent. And for most part, I mean, I did hear some of the weird level issues he was talking about, but I mean, the singing was competent. I can't really fault any of that on a technical. On the technical level, it was still pretty good, but I thought it was boring. I didn't like it.
And I did. So, if you like that kind of stuff, go listen to it. The next song I have, saving the best for last, is a remix of Make a Wish by Fuzogs, or Fuzogs, however you want to pronounce that. This one's fun. It's bouncy. It's happy hardcore, so it's really bouncy, really really upbeat. Great remix of the song.
Yeah, it's insane. I liked it.
Yeah.
I actually lose. I guess Fuzogs.
Fuzogs. Yeah. It's spelled weird. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I guess Fuzogs. I have several of his songs. Like I did a remix way back when of the Smile song.
Yeah.
Which is along similar lines of this one, just really fast and happy hardcore-ish.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really fast. It's kind of it's pretty crazy. It fits Pinky really well, I guess. It's basically this song is like one of the like Pinky like at her high point, like one.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. The middle kind of gets a little odd. I think it's not bad.
It changes a little bit, and it just goes even more insane than it started out with.
It's not bad. It's just. Yeah, just decides to go even crazier for a bit and then goes back. But yeah, it's already, Make a Wish was already a really nice song in the first place.
It was probably my favorite from the episode.
Yeah, it's one of the best from that episode. There was actually quite a few good songs there. Yep. But so yeah, really nice. It's really fast, happy, bouncy, crazy, hard remix, and it's just a lot of fun to listen to, and I really like it a lot.
Yep.
So
that's all I have for this week. There wasn't a whole lot of music to listen to, so go make more good stuff.
Make stuff demands it. But yeah, that brings us though to the end of our episode.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to contact us though, you can email us again at pony411podcast@gmail.com, like I said multiple times earlier, but just in case you missed it. You can also contact us via Twitter. We're at pony411. Message, whatever, tweet us, all that stuff. Retweet us, favorite us, our tweets. I'll try to, again, use it more often.
Yeah.
You can also contact us on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. You can like us, our posts. We post all the episodes there. Again, probably don't use it as much as you should, but usually it's just easier to use Twitter anymore. But still, you can check there. We'll definitely at least have links to the episodes. And you can also contact either of us on our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alcatraz with an underscore at the beginning and end and a 7 and 7T.
Yep.
Again, show notes. Those are very useful. Trust me on that.
Yep.
Of course, you can download our episodes via Libsyn. That is pony411.libsyn.com. That's Libsyn. That's where our homepage is, basically. That's where all the episodes are listed and our main site. You can get us via iTunes. Just search for Pony411 right there. Every episode, subscribe. Don't even have to go to a website. Just turn on iTunes and boom. Check for your stuff. You can also watch it or listen on YouTube. YouTube.com/pony41. All our episodes are there in convenient streaming video format. And finally, if even that is something, you don't want to have to look for it, you could go to Ponyville FM. We're on there. By the way, Ponyville FM has just merged with Brony Radio, so lots of new lots of new content to listen to on there. Lots of live DJ mixes and talk shows and all sorts of stuff. Just go check us out there. We're on there Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm not totally certain though because daylight savings time just kicked in, so things may have changed just slightly, but I'm pretty sure it's still the same.
DST is always fun.
Yeah, DST is fun, but somewhere around 6. It might, if it's not on at 6, it's probably on then at 7.
Yeah.
7.
One of the directions.
Yeah. So just double check. I'm gonna try to look, but yeah, it's just daylight savings time can mess this up a little bit for a while. But on Tuesday nights, just we're on there. We'll definitely tweet it when we're shortly before we come on. So will Ponyville FM. You should follow them. They're at Ponyville FM. Or Ponyville Live as well, because we're part of the Ponyville Live network. What's the surprise? Hey. Yeah, at Ponyville Live. So basically, Ponyville Live will tweet when we're about 15 minutes before we come on. So just check them. We'll retweet them too. So check there. Cool. You can listen to us there. And I'll try to find a way to mention a URL to find our repository, because as we expand, things are getting a little crazy. So
yeah.
So until next week, where we talk about the next episode, which shall be, I believe, Mod Pie.
Mod Pie. Oh yay!
Pinky episode again. Pinky's sister. One of them.
The new sister.
Yes. I'm pretty sure. So that's gonna be fun.
Interesting. Yes.
And it'll be interesting to see how that goes. We'll talk about that, and we'll be getting a little bit closer to episode 50.
Big 5-0.
Yeah.
So we'll be over the hill.
So just remember, please pony responsibly.